Just got done with the RV pad project. I think the first camp weekend that I'll go on in the toy hauler is in April, which is fastly approaching. I had a gas powered pressure washer. Wasn't too terribly convenient to use. I didn't really use it enough. It seemed like I was taking care of it more than I was actually using it. So I picked this up at Lowe's today. There's a lot of reviews on this already. Be sure to check those out just to get some other views on it. The way I view these electrics, this is a relatively powerful one, 2000 psi. Main reason I chose it. Big sale at Lowe's today. They had them marked down, and it was either this one or the 16. They had a couple of 18s, but they were already out of the box. So I wanted a fresh and new one. This is how they come. Real simple. 2000 psi, 1.2 gallons per minute, which is pretty respectable for an electric pressure washer. Draws 14 amps. That was a big decider for me. I don't know that I'll ever need to do it, but if I did, I could run this off of the two power mates that I have parallel together without any issue. So, it's pretty rigorous packing. I see lots of parts. I don't know how long this is going to take to put together. Hopefully it won't be too bad. It does have an actual instruction manual. I played with one of these at Lowe's. One thing that I really like is this actually does have a soft grip on the pressure washer. If you've ever pressure washed, especially like an RV or something, if you've ever pressure washed in just concrete, big RVs where you're doing a long time, this handle grip is really important for it to be comfortable, and this one is. That's a surprise. The ones at the store had the old style pressure hose. One benefit, this looks to be my flex, and if you've ever done any diving, this is like a really flexible nylon coated hose. So I think this has like a nylon internal and then the rubber coating on the outside, but it's really flexible, unlike all other pressure hoses that I've ever owned. Okay, it looks pretty simple. To assemble, I'm going to go grab some tools, get all this out. It looks like basically you just put the handle into the frame, mount the tires, and attach the hoses. No big surprise there. But I'll get all this together and we'll give it a try. This isn't, anything crazy heavy. Looks like the handle is actually removable. It's got spring-loaded pins. So I guess that's if you want to store it, tight. I do plan on possibly taking this with me in the toy hauler, so that was one of the considerations. Is if this thing be small enough and easy enough to roll into the back of the toy hauler and take with me. Even dry camping, I have tons of water left over usually. It's not something I would do probably for the whole RZR, just because you really don't want to leave a lot of mud around a campsite. But definitely if you're just wanting to spray off the windshield really quick, this may be just the ticket. Looks like it's got a big heavy duty cord. It's probably long enough to do most things. I don't know how long it is, but just by looking at it, this probably reached my RV without an extension cord. I have plugs on the outside on both sides, and standard GFI connection, which makes sense given the nature of water and electricity. But it looks like it's mounted on the frame, so let's get to it. probably only going to bother with instructions. Something doesn't look right. There's just not that many parts. Pretty simple for the tires. Basically, you got a pin, push the pin into the shoulder, and you want to put a washer in between the tire and the mount. Kind of what those look like there. You got the pin, you got a washer, and you got some quick release pins. It's kind of nice having the quick releases on the tires. Generally the tires are what gets nasty, and if you end up rolling this through mud, it'd make it a lot quicker to clean up. That's basically it for the base, and I guess the this pops on. I'm guessing like so. Got push pins. Voila. Then we got some various bracketry. Saw a couple of screws. I don't think there's a whole lot. Let's see, one screw in this bag. Two screws. I'll take a quick peek at the picture. Spin this around. I'm assuming that is for the cord. So we've got this on this side. And the other piece on the other. And they look identical. Okay, pretty simple. It's basically 4 screws total, plus another screw for the cord mount. And this is the cord mount here. It looks like I guess it looks like it spins, and there's a couple little things. And then you got the nozzle. Oh wow, it comes with one of the spiral nozzles that basically, instead of it just staying in one place, it actually flips around. Those work really well, especially if you're wanting to take mud off. I'm going to go grab a cheater tool, and as luck would have it, the tool even has the Phillips head that I need. If you're not well versed in these DeWalt impacts, be real careful. Use a screwdriver. If you don't have a lot of experience with that, because these are you can break this really easy. Basically, the screwed post, the plastic can actually pull out of the surface of this. You can kind of see there. For those of you who don't know, I've recently been machining some plastic molds, so I've been learning a lot about how these work, and I'll show you on this one while I've got it out. You can see this here. If you really were to crank down on that, it would actually pull this piece of plastic out. They've got good ridging. That is sufficient, but it won't withstand the impact force that impact gun is going to put on this. And you could actually break this if you're not careful. And this actually fits together really well. Almost put it on backwards. It looks like there's a expander rivet here on the side, and that's what the power cord mounts to. And basically what you got two pieces. I'm not convinced that this is the way it goes. I'll look at the picture again, but it looks like it goes together like this, and the screw goes through, goes into the rivet here on the side. So I am going to revert to the instruction manual on this just to make sure that I put this together correct. Okay, it doesn't show any other parts. So this should go like so. Trick to getting this screw in, if you are wondering how I just did that, drop the screw in, give it a little jostle, like so. Screw will come out the bottom, put it there. Oh, and a DeWalt with a normal tip will not reach. So let me go get a normal screwdriver. Okay, we're just going to cut these strings. There's some cotton strings, rotary strings around this hose. I'll lop those off. I thought I'd lost this the other day. Have you seen any of my other videos? This knife is a Benchmade. I've had this for years now. Probably one of the best knives I've ever owned. One tip on this cable or cord, go ahead and unwind it and get both ends where they're not going to tangle, because it's a lot harder to get it untangled once you attach these big long broomstick pieces. All the connections actually have thread protectors, which is kind of cool. Helps get from getting stuff banged up. And the connections are really nice. I think most of my other pressure washer hoses that I bought recently have these as well. It's just a way to hand tighten. And they've got the same thing here for the wand. And it looks like all the O-rings, this O-ring especially, they've already applied a little bit of O-ring goo, which is probably some kind of petroleum. Make sure that you know, if you're assembling this out in the dirt, make sure that you're not sticking this stuff down in the dirt. Otherwise you'll end up with a leak. Basically you just press this on. Get it up on the camera here. You basically just press this on to the O-ring and then start spinning it, and it'll pull down onto the O-ring set. There's two on this one. And that coupling, the coupling on the end works really well. And the only other connection that we have is down here on the hop. You know, again, just check these. There's a little bit of schmoo on that already. It's just some kind of petroleum. You can barely see it. It looks like somebody's just took in their finger and put some on it. But you want to make sure that's still on there. That's what provides lubrication and makes this slide in without damaging that O-ring. Okay, so everything's attached. We've got our cord, and we don't have any extra parts other than the thread protectors. The manual says, oh, I see it now. There's a small cleaning or tip cleaning pin. It's on this little thing here. Make sure you want to keep up with that in case you ever need to clean the tip. If you got an oxyacetylene torch, you probably have something similar anyway to clean tips. I've never had one plug up, but I guess it's possible. So we'll keep up with this, and I think it's assembled. I'm going to roll this outside onto the concrete. We're going to clean the pad. If you watched my last video, I did a ton of, I guess, yard work or grading work, depending on who you ask. But basically, I've got an apron out here in front of the shop. It's got a lot of dirt on it. Actually, you know, build up enough organic material to actually grow onto the pavement or onto the concrete. We're going to blow that off and get that all nice and clean before I put finished gravel down. Okay, we got it outside. I'm going to apply some water. I'm assuming they probably want you to prime it before you use it. Just make sure that you got water going all the way through it and come out at the end. Then we'll plug it up and give it a try. Okay, so we got water pressure. Got water coming out of the nozzle. So we should be good to go. Okay, I just did a really quick test, nothing real big, but it cleaned that concrete with no issues. It is a lot more easier to control, I guess, than a really high powered pressure washer. It does develop a lot at the tip, but for an RV or even for like you know, painted surfaces with decals, it makes it a lot easier to keep from blowing those off. Anyway, this is the Greenworks 2000 PSI pressure washer. I think they have this on Amazon. I know they have it at Lowe's. That's where I picked mine up. Pretty good unit for the amount of money. We'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks for watching.